I'm gonna love you.
Going on, it is a little bit of a different kind of Madden video. It's not a Ultimate Team video. This is going to be a tip video. It's been requested by a couple people. This is pretty much going to be going over the basics and stuff. What I've been asked or requested of is, how do you read defenses, and what is the best way to be playing or just reading the offense slash defense? Well, today we're going to talk about how to read the defense. If you guys want in another video, if you want like some tips on how to be a better user, let me know in the comments down below. Also by liking this, and I will get I'll get that video out to you guys as soon as possible. But today it's pretty much going to be, we're going to be covering how to look. How do you know when someone's in man coverage towards zones? So we're going to talk about cover 1, cover 2, cover 3, cover 4, cover 6, cover 9, which cover 6 and cover 9 are pretty much the same thing, just flipped. And also talk about man blitz. So we'll probably get the man stuff out of the way first, then we'll go in the zone. But what I want to do is I want to go with a team that's going to have an okay defense. So we're going to go with the Redskins. And then we are also going to go with a offense that's going to have good receivers. So let's say we go with the Saints versus the Skins, I'm going to say. But, yeah, guys, that's going to pretty much going to be the rundown of this video. I'll try and make it as short as possible. Also, we'll talk about the Playmaker mechanic in Madden as well. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to try and make it as short as possible for you guys, and pretty much make it pretty much short and sweet on most of the stuff. So I'm going to try not to ramble on about a lot of stuff, but no promises. So a lot of people run nickel anymore. I mean, there's people that run 4-3 and all that, but preferably I like nickel. So what we're gonna do first is, before we even get into man coverage, we're gonna talk about a man blitz. So, and it is a type of man coverage. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just do a regular, I would say, go deep kind of play. So we're gonna go with something like this, and say we go with this slot 2 buck. Now, okay, this is the offensive play. Actually, well, is it or two different controllers right now? I think it is. Let me see if it actually shows. Okay, pre-play. I have no idea what I'm. Okay, so show play art. It needs to be L2, but it's not. Okay. Oh, okay. So since you're playing against someone, you have to hit L2 and the right stick and show it up. Okay, so this is the play. You can see there's a curl route with the tight end, and eventually just a pretty much swing route with your running back, a post route with the left, or the wide out on the left, and also a streak route with Ted Ginn on the right. So now I'm going to show you what a man blitz looks like. So pretty much it's pretty much a man. Obviously it's man coverage, so you're going to be blitzing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then you're going to have your corner and your safeties play man against the receivers, and also play man against your running back as well. So you're going to see the heat come in. Make sure what your play is. So read your play before you snap it. This is a big must. Don't just read one route, and if that's covered, you don't know where else to throw it. So maybe I'm going to be, if I can get enough time, I'll try and go with Smith in the slot right there. So I'm gonna hike the ball. You can see the heat's coming in. Try and get it out of your hands as fast as you can, and see if you can burn them on whatever route. So say, I don't know if that route's gonna be open, so how about we look somewhere else? So X is cover. We're gonna throw it to square. Square was wide open on those post routes. Will really kill an offense. or a defense, excuse me, because just it's man coverage, and especially if your receiver's better than the corner, they're going to get burnt. So let's say nothing else is covered, and you force something, you're like, oh, I'm going to try and force it, but I just got stripped. Or you throw an interception. Ryan Kerrigan, get back here, please. Okay, well, just like that, I got stripped. They recovered it. Touchdown right there. So you got to get something out quick, or in this sense, oh, I don't think I'm going to get something out. So this play is fucked up because I don't have any, I don't have anything for audibles there. So we're going to just move to something else. It's like, oh, let's audible to something else. I need to do something quick. I'm going to get burnt. Let's say I'm going to go to Thomas here on a slant. Oh boy, I'm getting blitz. Boom. Slants kills blitzes. Slants destroy blitzes because they do not, the computer does not see it, and if you're the user and you're like the middle linebacker or whatever, you're going to get destroyed. So that will do it for man coverage. I want to choose a new offensive play, and next thing we're going to do is cover one. So we're going to do, let's see, we'll go, and I'm not going to talk about runs either. If you guys want to see that in a different video, me talking about how to do the run and what's good and what's not in this year, let me know, and I will bring that to you guys. So we're going to change it up a bit, and let's say we're going to go with a, let's see, we'll just go with a verticals play, and then we will go with a cover one if I can find a cover one in the nickel. I have no idea if they have. Okay, so nickel one, they have a blitz and a sink. You can see, so there's going to be a linebacker in the center that's going to be in that yellow zone, and then you're going to have a safety there. So instead of having that yellow zone, the blitz is pretty much your blitzing 5 or 6, but we're going to go with the hole. And so this is another type of man coverage. So with man coverage, all you have here is pretty much you're going to have someone lined up with your receivers, including your running back. So I'm going to talk about, before I snap the ball and all that, I'm going to talk about how I can make this play a little bit better. So what I do here is, since no one is on the right-hand side of the field, really, I'm going to hit triangle, I'm going to hit R1 for my running back, and I'm going to turn that into a wheel route. Now, or actually, well, I guess since Drew Brees has a certain X factor that actually changes the perk entirely, which I don't know what this is. I have no idea what QB superstar perk or X factor perk there is. So we're gonna go with Kamara. We're gonna go with okay. So since it's my superstars, you got a ghost, you got a flat, you got a Texas, a block and release. So we're gonna go with this wheel route, and hopefully, okay, boom. This is what the play looks like, and boom, there we go. All right, so you're gonna look everyone's man coverage and see if you have a running back good enough to do that play. That's a good enough receiver. Go with it. McCaffrey, Kamara, whoever you have. You think it's a good receiver? Go with it. So we're going to do the same play, and boom. We're waiting, see if everything's covered. And the thing is, in the middle of the field, it's going to be covered because of that yellow zone right here. So you want to be like, well, if they're doing that to me, I want to switch it up and go something else. We're going to go with a different verticals play, which you're going to see is almost an overload to the right-hand side. So what I'd like to do here is we're going to take our tight end, and we're going to put them on a drag. So everyone is kind of isolated on their play. They're going their own ways here. So we're going to hike the ball. See, the flat is going to be wide open because he's going to be covered by man. And if your tight end has enough speed, he's going to cut that corner, and he's going to get some yardage on that. So that will do it for cover one. What we're going to do next is I'm going to actually audible, and we're going to go to a cover two, which is a Tampa 2. You have your flats, which pretty much I'm going to show you guys the difference between cover 2 for okay, so you have these. So the difference between there's Tampa 2 and cover 2 hard flat is, you see where these light blue zones are called cloud flats. As I get to one of these corners that are in it, I'm going to try and go to the right one, which I think is Norman. So with this play, instead of covering the flat, which would be the line of scrimmage, like right here, he's going to cover about 5 to 10 yards to the sideline right here. Now, say if you're doing a hard flat play, or if you want to change that before the play is snapped, what you want to do is go hit triangle, hit X, and then actually that's for the receivers, excuse me. So what you want to do is, man, I forget how you do this. So I think you can just play underneath, and it will change both of them if you think he's going to throw it underneath. So you can see these hard flats are in about the same area, but the hard flat is going to be covered right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep Josh Norman right there. I'm going to take a linebacker. You guys are going to watch the sides here. But so with also that being said, that will be the corners, but you have two safeties on the outside covering kind of the end zone and kind of to the sidelines where the 15 yard marker to pretty much the end zone. And then you have a corner, and depending on what formation you're set up in, but a nickel you have a corner, and then you have two linebackers covering the inside, including the hash marks and outside the hash marks. So you can see this play will pretty much take away any inside post routes or anything like that. And especially if you're on defense and you're not a great middle linebacker, what you can do is make sure whoever is your middle coverage guy, which is Holcomb right here, if you want to change that from a mid read to, you can turn this into a safety route, which you can do. I think they changed it a little bit different this year with individual adjustments. So we're going to do okay, so all you have to do with this is hit X. You don't have to hit triangle, and then middle third. So middle third, I'm going to show you guys, is just like a deep safety zone. As you guys can see, he's going to go deep, and he's probably going to cover about right here till the goal line, if you will. Or what you want, or what you can change this to, is you can do a middle read, and that will, I think it'll turn it back to what we had previously, or you can change it to whatever. You can do it to a spy, you can do man coverage with somebody, whatever. So well, I'm going to actually show you guys twice with that. So boom, watch on those hard flats that I talked about. Boom, they're going to take away the running back right there, but this crossing route right here is going to be covered, and unfortunately Ginn did not come down with it. So now we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do a Tampa 2, and we are going to find Holcomb, that's Payne, and then we're going to change him to a middle or mid third, or a middle third, if you will. So boom, 3 safeties. So pretty much this cover 2 turns into a cover 3. Only thing is, he's going to leave this area right here completely wide open. But say if they're not having a post route, you're going to hike this ball. It's going to be kind of covered. But the thing is, if you're not using him, you're going to see Holcomb just went super deep right there, and the middle is going to be wide open. So that's not great. If you're a good linebacker, so I'm playing with 2 controllers right now on offense and defense. We're going to do cover 2, and I have no idea how I'm going to do this exactly, but pretty much what we're going to do is say, okay, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to use our Holcomb right here, and I'm going to be in charge of covering the center right here. So what we're going to do, hike the ball, and then Holcomb, we're going to force it to circle, and if your user is good enough, you're going to get an incomplete pass or a user right there. So again, I'm going to try that again. We're going to go cover 2. I believe this play should be already in, yep, the verticals. So we're going to snap the ball. We're going to go circle, and then boom, the users should be there, but Madden just fucked me right there. What I'd like to do before the ball comes my way is I like to hit L2, which gives you a steady stance like this. Then you get then you're squared up with the pass. So boom, let's see if we can do it. Boom. You can see I'm ready right there. Should have been an incomplete, or should have been an interception. Boom. That's an incomplete pass. So boom. That'll do it for cover 2. And it's something that will lock down cover 2. So, cover 2 will lock down a defense. So what you want to look for is, we're just going to go with the same play, but say I want to take my receiver on the far left and do an in route, and you're going to see this just, okay, that is the wrong kind of in route I want there. Okay, boom, that's what we want there. So I'm going to show you the play art. Boom, right there. So say he's going to come, you want him to come in. It's like, well, this might be cover 3. I don't know, maybe maybe just man coverage. Who knows? Boom. Don't know who's there. And bang, if that middle linebacker comes down, that's going to be incomplete, or that's going to be an interception. So you got to be very wary of that. So with cover 2, just look. The first thing you want to look at is the safeties. And actually, right there, I was in cover 1, so cover 1 actually got destroyed by that. So we're gonna go Tampa 2, and we're gonna go, and we're gonna have Thomas come in for an in route. And so if you want to know, it's like, well, is he in coverage? Look at the safeties. If the safeties are, I'm actually going to use it. If they're around like here and where the other one's at, that's not man coverage. That's going to be zone coverage. So we're going to hike the ball, see if I'm like, oh, I'm going to try and get that in route to work. Boom, it's covered. And he somehow comes down with it. It also comes down to knowing your personnel. So next thing I want to talk about is cover 3. We're going to talk about cover 3 buzz, or whatever. Actually, you know what? I'm going to actually show you the differences of what's with these different cover 3s. They're just kind of set up a little bit differently. So we're going to go we're going to go formation, we're going to go nickel, and we're going to go with a regular cover 3, which is a budge match. With the match, it's pretty much those purple zones on the outside are pretty much where they're like even on both sides. You know, they're perpendicular, I want to say, or parallel, I should say, on both sides of the field. So you have the buzz, you have your cloud, which what a cloud is, you can see it's got a hard flat, and then it's got that, I forget what they call the purple zone, but it's 2 different ones. But the one I like to go with is the cover 3 match. So we're going to go cover 3, and then we're going to go with, I don't want to go with this formation. I want to go with something different. Let's say we want to do a crossing route. Okay, so with cover 3, you're going to have, it's going to be set up a little bit different. So you're going to have 3 or 2 safeties and one, I guess, cornerback with these deep blue zones, safety zones, if you will. And then you have these seam flats that are going to be covering from the line of scrimmage 5 to 10 yards out. So it's like, if it's out routes or whatever to the sidelines, they're going to be covered. Now you have your curl or hook curls with the linebackers, which are going to be covering what's coming to the inside of them. And obviously curl routes are going to be covered by that. So with that being said, we're going to look at our offensive play and say, oh, well, I got some space with my slot receiver, which is triangle, but I think I want to try and get it to either Cook or Ginn on this play, right? So we're going to hike the ball and see what happens. It's like, oh, I think I can thread the needle. Boom. The middle's going to be covered every time with crossing route. So your crossing route is going to be taken away. Well, how about I run the same play? Well, let's see if I can get enough time to get it with Ginn. Boom. You can try and get that. But again, if someone is you're going against someone online, they're generally going to take away what's around the middle or to the outside of the right hashes. So how about if I try and get it to my receiver underneath? He's going to be covered because that corner is going to stay where he's going. So again, he want to be like, well, that kind of sucks. How about if we change pretty much Torrey Smith, I think that is, to an out route. How about if we do an out route and be like, oh, boom, there you go, because they're not covering the sidelines, they are covering pretty much near, not next to them, but near, and that's also the flats. So if you think that's going to happen, you're just going to get checked down like that all the time, you want to improvise and probably have a hard flat somewhere on the field. Now, then you're like, well, I want to see if I can go deep on this play with maybe Thomas right there, and be like, okay, we can throw it deep. The thing is that defensive back is going to stay with your receiver. So pretty much crossing routes get taken care of, and be like, well, fuck it. How about we just go with the 4 verticals that we were showing earlier? We'll go with Y flex, or is this the same thing? That is... Okay, it pretty much is, but be like, well, how about we go with Tengen over the center about 15 yards out. So we're going to look. He is covered all day. And then if you're in a situation like this as a playmaker, it's going to be the closest receiver that you have to having this happen. So say nothing's open like that. You're going to run out of the pocket and move the right stick to wherever you want that receiver. So if you're stuck on the left sideline, move it to the right. If you're on the left sideline, move it. If you're on the left sideline, move it to the right. If you're stuck on the right sideline, move it to the left, or tell them to go deep or something like that. So how about we? I don't know if I do have a slant play that it's going to let me do or not. It's just giving me a bunch of. We're actually just going to do it ourselves, so we're just going to do slant over there, and then, what's our play art here? And then we'll just have, we'll have a flat route. So this is called just a sticks play, or a double slant play. You're going to have 2 people in the flats, and then you're going to have 3 slants. So we're going to hike the ball and be like, oh man, I don't know what to do, and nobody's open. Also, you can pull the stick down to you, and the receiver will come to you. So it just, depending, you have to think on the fly, what is the best method here on this play? And cover 3, obviously it's not going to cover that right there. So we're going to go back to this and be like, okay. And the thing is, cover 3 can really take away the slants in this, but if you can find that gap too, it's all over. So cover 3, especially, how about if we just do a 4 verticals, everyone goes deep, fly routes, you know, boom, let's try it. And you see everything's covered, and be like, oh, I'm in the pocket, let's try and get Kamara to go over there. Well, he would have been open if Drew Brees didn't throw it away like that, but you can see, again, that's the playmaker as well, so make sure to put that in your arsenal as well. And go to choose a new play, and we're going to do cover 4. I'm going to talk about cover 6 and cover 9, and I'm not actually going to go into full depth with that either. So with that being said, we're going to go into the nickel. We're going to go into cover. Actually, I'm going to talk about right now. So cover 6, you can see you have a quarter, like that's what the name of the zone is, and it's pretty much just like those darker purples, but it's a bigger area, and it's going to kind of go to the sideline a little bit more. And also cover 9 is the same way, but just kind of reversed. If I can find a cover 9, I guess not. So we're going to go with concept here, and we're going to go, or cover 6. Cover 6 and cover 9 are the same thing, so you can see they're pretty much just switched. That you can see there's a hard flat on the left side, and then there is no quarter route on the right side on the cover 6, but on cover 9, just those two, I guess the hard flat and the cloud flat are just swapped on opposite sides of the field. So that's pretty much cover 6 and cover 9. I don't preferably want to do that because you can get burnt by that, because it's not a great formation in my opinion. So we're gonna do cover 4, and we're gonna see if we can find a nickel normal. We'll go cover 4 quarters, and that obviously being the pink zone, and let's say we got to get a lot of yards, so it's like we're gonna go to deep pass. Think, oh, this might work. So you have a curl, you have two deep post routes, you have a stretch route, and then you have a check down with Kamara. And for defense, you have one guy covering the center with that yellow zone, and then two in the quarters, and then you have 4 safety zones, if you will, that are going to be covering super deep, but nothing's going to be with. So the check down's going to be open for the most part. Everyone's going to. So this play is for pretty much covering super deep. If you think they're going to take an end zone shot with a lot of, they have to get a lot of yardage. There you go. So we're going to go on offense here, hike the ball, and you're going to say, oh, I think I can get that, boom. And honestly, that should have been picked, but since my other controller was on that, it should have been picked, but it wasn't. So it's like, how about we go with Ted Ginn on this and be like, oh, I think I can get that open. He's going to be covered by 3, almost 4 dudes. So you're like, oh man, if I got some time, how about if I do check down? So let's wait till Kamara gets open. Kamara's wide open, get some yardage, get out of bounds. That's a first down. So you guys can pretty much see what cover 4 is all about right there. And also, if you guys have any questions as I'm doing this, let me know in the comments on like the zones and all that, and be like, well, what works and what doesn't. You need to just see what goes in between the zones or stays away from the zone. So how about we just do a regular cover or 4 verticals and say, oh, I need to take a shot deep, not much time on the clock. Boom. You can see, if you can read this enough, that the slot will be almost uncovered early. So let's do that again, because you guys are probably watching Cook on that play. Since the red route's supposed to be the preferred route, that's not always the preferred route. Just look at what you think is going to be good and what's bad. It's all going to come down to your judgment. So boom, no one's covering Smith right there. That's an easy 15 yards every time, and that's going to go in the end zone, I promise you, every time. So how about if we go with Smith and we just do just a streak route? Boom. He's going again, it's going to be the same thing. If you can get enough time with that pass, he's going to come down with it. But this play covers the sidelines. So you really do want to see what is available and what is not, and say, well, I think that deep route with Thomas is going to be covered. So how about we do something like a slant route? And so we're going to do a slant route here, and boom, there you go. See if he can come across coverage, and boom, he's going to come across coverage and find that gap in between the zones. So that will do it for cover 4. I'm not going to get into certain formations you guys can see and all that, just depending on the playbook. The playbook I use for defense is the Detroit Lions, because you can use the 3-4, the 4-3, the nickel, the big nickel, quarter, whatever. So that will do it for the video, guys. If you guys have any questions in the comments down below on like certain formations and all that, let me know, and I'll try and help you guys out as much as possible. But with that being said, that will do it for the video. Until next time, let me know what you guys think of this video. If you guys want to see more tip videos, if you guys want to see more user tricks for another video, and how to run the ball efficiently on Madden 20, let me know. But with that being said, that'll do it for the video. Until next time, take care. See you later.